Welcome learners. I am Dr. Imtiyazul Huda, Assistant Professor in the Department of Islamic Studies. Let's have a discussion on who were the key figures who played an important role in the foundation of the Deoband movement. They were numerous, one by one, taking each and every. The first one was Haji Sayyid Muhammad Abid Deobandi. Regarding him, it is well stated in the manuals in the history of the Deoband movement or Darul Deoband that Muhammad Abid Deobandi was born at Deoband and he belonged to the Sadat family, means the Sayyid family, tracing his direct descent from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the year 1834, regarding him as the history of the Deoband movement maintains that after completing his early education from his native city Deoband, he moved for higher studies to Delhi, where he had acquired the education on the Islamic religious sciences. And it was here at Delhi when he got or where he got fascinated with the tasawwuf. A tasawwuf, a Sufism, which is talking about the spiritual aspect of the life. And his fascination to the tasawwuf had also made him to become a khalifa of a renowned Sufi, two important renowned Sufis. They were the Miaji Karim Bakhsh of Rampur and Haji Imdadullah Muhajir of Makkah. And he was deeply involved in tasawwuf. And through tasawwuf, it is written about Sayyid Muhammad Abid that he was very much passionate to know about the issues and the problems of the Muslims. And he was also deeply moved by the wretched conditions of the Muslims of the Indian subcontinent, especially after the 1857 War of Independence. It was around 1860s he came in contact with the thought and the vision of Maulana Muhammad Qasim Nanatwi. He got aware about what is the vision and the mission of Maulana Muhammad Qasim Nanatwi. And it was his inclination toward the tasawwuf and thinking about, worrying about the issues and the problems of the Muslim. Sayyid Abid Deobandi had very soon joined the mission of Maulana Muhammad Qasim Nanatwi, who at the time was in a process of laying foundation or establishing the Darul Uloom at the native city Deoband. Sayyid Abid had volunteered that he will work to raise the fund for the foundation of the Darul Uloom. And he has visited several places. He met with many influential peoples and requested them to fund for the noble cause of the establishment of the Islamic Educational Center institution. that is to be formed for the rectification of the errors of the Muslim societies. He also became the first rector, means a vice chancellor of Darul Uloom Deoband, as it was established in 1866. And he served in this capacity for nearly 3 times. And as the history of the Deoband movement and Darul Uloom Deoband mention, that the Jami Masjid of Deoband is his contribution. He took the efforts and the pains that the Jami Masjid is required at Deoband, and it has founded and erected just because of his effort. He expired in the year 1912, leaving his legacy behind Deoband, and has played an important role in influencing the Muslims of Indian subcontinent through his views and endeavors. Another important person who was involved in the foundation of Deoband school was Maulana Rafiuddin Deobandi. He was born in 1836. He was also associated to the Tasawwuf like Sayyid Abid, and he had also received the Khilafat from the renowned Sheikh Hazrat Shah Abdul Ghani Mujaddidi, who was a very influential Sufi of the region. The history of the Deoband school clearly indicates that Maulana Rafiuddin had served as the officiating rector of the institution twice, in 1867 and 1868, when his predecessor Muhammad Abid had intended to perform the Hajj. Later, afterward, in 1871, he became a full-fledged rector of Darul Uloom Deoband, and he served as the rector, a permanent rector, for approximately 19 years, from 1871 to 1888. Dear learners, during his tenure at Darul Uloom, the institution made a rapid progress in many folds, and it is just because of his efficient administration and his close vigil on the curriculum and syllabi of the Darul Uloom. And it was just because of his efforts, many students from different parts of the Muslim world, especially of the South Asia, got attracted and they got enrolled in Darul Uloom Deoband. During his tenure, the influence of Darul Uloom Deoband also reached some part of Southeast Asia also. Many Indonesian and Malayan Muslims has also got enrolled in the Darul Uloom Deoband, so that they can also get the proper Islamic education. Maulana Rafiuddin is also credited of laying foundation to a very marvelous building called as Navadra. And he showed his interest in the architecture. Apart from this Navadra, many other buildings of the institution were also constructed under his supervision. So he had played an important role also in providing the infrastructure to the Darul Uloom Deoband. He expired in 1890 after he got retired and he got settled in Medina. There in 1819 he expired. He breathed his last at Medina. Another important co-founder of the Deoband movement was Maulana Fazlur Rahman Usmani Deobandi. It is very important to mention that Maulana Fazlur Rahman Usmani became an associate of Maulana Muhammad Qasim Nanotwi when Qasim Nanotwi himself was a student at Delhi College. Maulana Fazlur Rahman and Maulana Qasim Nanotwi were the close and very favorite disciple of Maulana Mamluk Ali. And the teachings of Maulana Mamluk Ali has also influenced Maulana Fazlur Rahman Usmani, as it has influenced Muhammad Qasim Nanotwi. And after graduating from the Delhi College, he made an association with Maulana Qasim Nanotwi. And his association with Maulana Qasim Nanotwi is also very important because he stands shoulder by shoulder along with Maulana Qasim Nanotwi in laying foundation to the Darul Uloom and initiating the Deoband movement. He, along with Maulana Qasim Nanotwi, also participated in the jihad against the Britishers. Dear learners, as he was a founder of the Darul Uloom, he also became the lifetime member of the Majlis-e-Shura, the advisory academic council of Darul Uloom. And Darul Uloom was functioning under his advices. He had envisioned how to make the institution of international repute along with Maulana Qasim Nanotwi. Both were the good friend also, and both of them had drafted the charter of Darul Uloom Deoband. Even they had also contributing in the preparation of the syllabus curriculum of the Darul Uloom Deoband. And they made thorough discussion on each and every aspect related to the foundation. It is important to note that, dear learners, apart from this, he was a great poet of Persian and Urdu language. He has written a style of a poem which was a very influential one that reflects his poetic taste also. His poems has inspired many learned Muslims of India who understood that what his poem stands for them, and it was he who had also through his poem brought awareness among the people that it is a need of the time to get united and to rectify the errors in faith. Prior joining Darul Uloom, though he was a very good friend and companion of Maulana Qasim Nanotwi, he had also served under the government services on the post of Deputy Inspector of Schools in the Department of Education. His expertise as a Deputy Inspector of a school also played an important role in the structure, in framing the foundation of the Darul Uloom. During his services, he was transferred at many places like Bareilly, Bijnor, Saharanpur, and many other districts of the United Provinces of Awadh. As I have already stated, he, along with Maulana Qasim Nanotwi, participated in the 1857 struggle for the independence from the Britishers. When they were engaged in this, they were also considering many things. That after all, what is the reason? What is the cause that has led to the debacle of the Muslim society on the religious and political front? So, he, along with Maulana Qasim Nanotwi, envisioned to begin a Islamic religious education movement that we have already mentioned as the Deoband movement. And this movement has become effective with the establishment of Darul Uloom Deoband, or the Madrasa Islamia College. Regarding him, that he died in the year 1907. He left a huge legacy behind him, and he was revered with respect by every Deobandis because of his vision and the advices he had given in the foundation and as well as the functioning of the Darul Uloom Deoband. Dear learners, another important person who is to be called as among the co-founders was Maulana Zulfikar Ali Deobandi. Regarding him, the history of the Deoband movement or Darul Uloom Deoband state that initially he was a professor at the Bareilly College, and very soon he was also called to join the government services, and he was appointed as the deputy inspector in the education department. And he has served the education department through his life. And after getting retirement, he was offered the honorary magistrate post at Deoband. he became the honorary magistrate at Deoband just because of his quality. And while he was at Deoband, he was very much influenced, inspired by the vision of Maulana Qasim Nanotwi. And post his retirement, he joined Maulana Qasim Nanotwi and had also actively participated in the foundation of the Darul Uloom Deoband. He had took pains and as well as the measures to establish the Darul Uloom Deoband. His capacity as a magistrate also provided a judicial help to Maulana Qasim Nanotwi in the foundation of the Deoband school. It is evident that it was just because of his efforts that made Maulana Qasim Nanotwi to establish or to lay foundation of the Deoband movement and the Deoband school. Because he was an honorary magistrate at Deoband, he provided all sort of help to Maulana Qasim Nanotwi to accomplish his mission. He himself contributed to accomplish the mission of Maulana Qasim Nanotwi.